Hi, it's Brian with RP Sports. Today I want to talk to you about another advantage of RecoveryPump and specifically medical grade clinical compression. Today our focus is going to be broadly on garment design, and more specifically we're going to talk about the significance of overlapping chambers and how to engineer a product with safety and sanitary measures in mind and provide a garment which overlaps in the most effective and clinically safe way possible. So let's unpack that a little bit. There's a couple different types of compression garments out there. When you're considering pneumatic compression, you want to ensure that the garments you're selecting overlap. So what do I mean by that? Chamber 1 on the RecoveryPump will overlap Chamber 2 by 30%, and Chamber 2 will overlap Chamber 3 by 30%, and so on and so forth. And this is important. The reason is overlapping chambers creates a consistent pressure metric and gradient pressure while moving distal to proximal up the limb. This ensures proper fluid movement in the right direction, and it avoids the peaks and valley effect of garments which chambers do not overlap. And so the RecoveryPump is actually the product of more than 25 years of medical grade pneumatic compression. We've been partnered with the world leader in pneumatic compression for almost 30 years. And so we're bringing a technology to sports which is really second to none. And most people don't realize that. The second part of what we're going to talk about today is what a properly engineered overlapping garment should look like. One of the biggest complaints that I've heard from our customer base when discussing alternative and competitive products is that they're difficult to keep clean. Frankly, they smell funky. Athletes like using pneumatic compression. Why? Because it actually works. It helps move the fluid that causes soreness and muscle fatigue, and so it makes an athlete feel fresher. They're even willing to put up with a fair amount of funky smell in some cases. But what I want to tell you today is that you do not have to accept that your compression garments are going to smell funny. In fact, if your compression garments smell funny, this should be a red flag, because it means that bacteria has built up, microorganisms have built up, and that is not what you want to be putting on your athlete and making available to your athlete. Or if you are an athlete, it's not something you should stand for. So what you want to consider a garment which does overlap, but a garment which the overlaps are not accessible to the individual. So unzip your pneumatic compression garment. We're going to do a little comparison of a garment which was designed with overlap in mind, but not sanitary measures, versus a garment which was designed with overlap in mind and maximum safety and sanitary measures in place. So now that you've unzipped your garment, take a look and see if you've got overlaps that you can get your hand between. If you can, you're also going to get moisture in there, sweat, bacteria, microorganisms, and it's going to be extremely difficult to clean. You'll need to meticulously get inside of each and every one of these overlaps on a regular basis to ensure proper cleaning and maintenance. Not only is this something that's difficult to do, but it's something that's difficult to do effectively. Now, how does that compare to the RecoveryPump? The RecoveryPump has a patented internal overlapping garment design. So every bit of overlap that happens within this garment is done in the actual workmanship, the interior of the boot itself, and it's not accessible to the user. Additionally, the material of the RecoveryPump is a thermoplastic polyurethane. At least it's coated with that, 0.80. the characteristics of which are resistant to absorption of germs, microorganisms, bacteria, which means for you, it's easy to clean. Not only is it easy to clean the surface, but it's also imperative that there's no hidden nooks and crannies for these microorganisms to build up. One of the major competitive advantages of the recovery pump, which we hear from all of our clients, is just how easy it is to maintain and keep clean, which means you're providing a product, a medical grade clinical compression garment to your athletes in your athletic program, which is not likely to foster bacteria and spread germs from one person to the next. I hope you found this helpful. Stay safe, train hard, recover happy.